county wineries on the governor's top wine list. Governor's Cup, as is called, is a reward and recognition reserved for top wineries in the state of Maryland. Henry, since you're a wine connoisseur, Washington County has more than our share of entries on that list. Did you know that Washington County was great for wine?
Well, the climate is very close to climates that you have in Italy and in France. So that bids well. We have fertile soil. Again, that's a compliment. Virginia wineries have been established. But Ron, you may not have known this. Maryland started to produce wine back in the 1600s.
Yeah, I wasn't around then.
Okay, well, there's another news flash for the people in the viewing community. Yeah, the 1600s, and actually a fellow from the Baltimore Sun wrote a book that became sort of the industry standard regarding winemaking, and he was, obviously based in Maryland. So,
Jim, did you realize that you need hills for wine, you need good drainage for wine?
I did
Fertile
know.
soil is really not a good thing. Fertile soil sometimes is a detriment.
Right.
You can't have water where it locates and doesn't run off.
Right.
You need a certain temperature.
And southern facing hills is what I understand. For whatever reason, I don't know what.
Well, it's because of the way the sun
the
goes
sun.
around. That's why your solar panels are about the same way.
Yeah, and there apparently there's some spots in Boonesboro, some spots in Hancock, some spots all around our county that just fit the bill perfectly for wine growing. And I think if you look at the three wines and this latest one, this Cool Ridge Vineyard, and I can't say that I've had any of their wine at this point, but I'm certainly going to try it based on that. And I'm not a wine person.
And there are two
necessarily.
local realtors that have gotten involved, the Glocker group.
Right, exactly.
And Gary and Suzanne have really got into it and enjoyed doing it, and they've brought, I think, some distinction to their Cool Ridge Vineyard. How about Big Cork Winery? Anybody been there?
Yes. Yeah. Well, no, I haven't been there, but I've had wine from there, and I've enjoyed it. I think they've got a good product as well.
And they have those rolling hills. They right outside of Roarsville. The way the rows are, it faces the sun in the direction that they want, and they've done a good job. How about the Governor's Cup? Anybody know really what the Governor's Cup is? What is it, and where is the Governor's Cup? Where is the award made?
So it's and I think this is the 28th or 29th. 29th annual Governor's Cup, and I think it's held in Baltimore.
Yes.
if memory serves. And from what I understand, it's just basically a competition between wineries, and they award best in class for certain categories and so forth in different types of wine. It's fairly interesting if you read up on it.
Do you know where the Trans-American building is in Baltimore City? Right up on Light Street?
Yep.
In the Trans-America building, there is a very prestigious club called the Center Club of Baltimore. And that's where the wine tasting, that's where it goes, and where they really get involved in the wine tasting from people all over the state of Maryland. So again, back on Washington County, why is it suited? Do you ever notice that the acidity in rock, the limestone that we have, the soil type that we have in the county is something, but did you ever notice that through the center of Washington County are a whole group of cedar trees, which adds a totally different flavor to the soil in Washington County. It starts probably in the west and comes through, goes down through Virginia, through those Virginia areas. Why do you think cedar is something so pronounced? You have oak and then you have cedar.
No clue.
Why is it so pronounced? You realize someday we could be like Southern California or France?
Well, I have a friend who works for a winery down in Virginia, so I should have consulted him before I came on the show because my knowledge of wine is fairly finite. But what the awards went to reds,
Yes.
okay, which is typically a heartier, more earthy taste in a wine. So I think that's probably tying in with your cedar comment.
Yes.
Is that because of the type of trees that we are growing around here, the way the soil is, the limestone composition, the climate, which is cooler than what we have, over on the Eastern Shore. All those play into a hardier, more robust grape that will grow here.
What do you think it is? Do you think that the county's more suited, or do you think there's more people really interested here that take that type of challenge on? Because the people I know that's involved in winemaking in Washington County are really pay attention to detail. Is that part of it?
I don't know. I can tell you, again, I know there are people that are definitely interested in it, and we've named some of them tonight, and there's others, frankly. Regardless, I think that from a statewide level, and there's the Maryland Wine Trail. I'm sure you've heard of that encompasses a number of wineries. I think this could become a tourist thing for Maryland very, very quickly.
Well, they have already. They have a place to go around to different vineyards. And with that, Jim, you've got the last word. Next up, another batch of test scores were published for the state of Maryland. And it appears there may be reason to celebrate.
Woohoo!
Or not.